Once upon a time, in the same sunny countryside where Peter Rabbit lived, there was another young rabbit named Benjamin Bunny. He was Peter's cousin and just as adventurous. One fine morning, Benjamin set out to visit Peter, curious to hear about his recent escapades in Mr. McGregor's garden. Benjamin found Peter at home, resting in bed after his misadventure. Peter still felt shaken, and his coat and shoes were missing, left behind in the garden. When Benjamin heard this, he laughed and said, "Let's go back to the garden and fetch them. It's a beautiful day, and Mr. McGregor won't notice us." Peter hesitated, but Benjamin was persuasive. "Come on, Peter, we'll be quick and careful," he said. Reluctantly, Peter agreed, and off they went. The two rabbits crept through the countryside and soon reached the infamous garden. Peter was nervous, but Benjamin seemed confident. They sneaked under the gate and made their way toward the scarecrow, where Peter's jacket and shoes had been hung. Benjamin hopped up to the scarecrow and tugged Peter's coat free. "Here's your jacket," he said cheerfully. Then he grabbed the shoes, tossing them down to Peter. But just as they were about to leave, Benjamin's curiosity got the better of him. "Let's have a look around," he suggested. Against his better judgment, Peter followed. They explored the rows of vegetables, nibbling on lettuce leaves and sniffing at the cabbages. All was peaceful until they suddenly heard a noise. Peter froze. "It's Mr. McGregor," he whispered, trembling. Benjamin, quick thinking as ever, pulled Peter under a large basket that was lying nearby. The two of them crouched there, hearts pounding, as Mr. McGregor's boots stomped past. But Mr. McGregor noticed the basket had moved. Suspicious, he picked it up and, much to his surprise, found two terrified rabbits. He reached out to grab them, but the rabbits darted away, slipping out of his grasp. Benjamin and Peter ran for their lives, zigzagging through the garden to confuse Mr. McGregor. They reached the gate just in time and squeezed underneath, leaving the angry gardener behind. Out of breath but safe, the two cousins stopped in a quiet meadow to recover. "That was close," said Benjamin, grinning. Peter, still shaken, managed a small smile. When they returned home, Peter promised himself he'd stay far away from Mr. McGregor's garden from then on. But Benjamin, ever the adventurer, couldn't help but wonder when their next escapade might be. Moral of the story: it's important to be cautious and avoid unnecessary risks. Curiosity is good, but it's wise to think before acting, especially when danger is near.